Hello and welcome viewers, you're watching In Depth with your host Kriti Mishra. India's signing of the Artemis Accords, which outline principles for peaceful and sustainable space exploration, is significant for several reasons. It enhances India's access to advanced space technologies and knowledge, fosters international collaboration, particularly with the US, and strengthens its position in the global space arena. This move also signals India's commitment to international cooperation and its ambition to play a key role in future lunar and deep space missions. Here's everything you need to know about Artemis Accords. Come along. From the humble beginnings of transporting rocket parts on bullock carts to the proud achievement of launching a record number of satellites in a single mission, India has proven itself as a trailblazer in space exploration. Until recently, India's space sector could broadly, but in no way, exclusively be divided into two major domains, commercial and research. The Mars Orbiter mission, which made India the fourth nation to reach Mars, and the Chandrayaan-3 mission to soft launch on the south pole of the lunar surface are purely research initiatives for space exploration. On the other hand, launching foreign satellites for communication, navigation, and resource survey and management are commercial space activities. Government of India has been making significant efforts towards achieving the goals outlined in India's Space Vision 2047. These efforts focus on technological advancements, international partnerships, increasing the participation of private players, and advancing space exploration missions. The Artemis Accords are a practical set of principles, guidelines, and the best practices to enhance the governance of the civil exploration and use of outer space with the intention of advancing the Artemis Programme. India signed the Artemis Accord on June 21, 2023, becoming the 27th signatory. However, India is not a participant in the NASA-led Artemis Programme, which is a mission-driven initiative led by NASA to return humans to the moon and beyond. India has outlined its own ambitious vision for space exploration under its Space Vision 2047. This includes missions such as Chandrayaan series for lunar exploration and Gaganyaan continuation program leading to Bharatiya Antariksh Station, reflecting India's vision to advancements in space exploration. However, ISRO will explore the possibilities of participation in the Artemis Programme in future. NASA, in coordination with the US Department of State and 7 other initial signatory nations, established the Artemis Accords in 2020. With many countries and private companies conducting missions and operations around the moon, the Artemis Accords provide a common set of principles to enhance the governance of the civil exploration and use of outer space. The Artemis Accords reinforce the commitment by signatory nations to the Outer Space Treaty, the Registration Convention, the Rescue and Return Agreement, as well as best practices and norms of responsible behavior for civil space exploration and use. The Artemis Accord signatories are committed to upholding this principle by broadly disseminating information regarding their own national space policies and space exploration programs. The Artemis Accord signatories commit to use reasonable efforts to utilize current interoperability standards to develop new standards when necessary and to follow standard procedures. The signatories also commit to taking all reasonable efforts to render necessary assistance to astronauts in distress, and the signatories reaffirm their obligations under the Rescue and Return Agreement. Artemis Accord signatories also commit to the open sharing of scientific data and plan to release scientific results publicly so that people around the world can benefit from the journey of exploration and discovery. Under the Artemis Accord, signatories intend to preserve outer space heritage, including historically significant sites and artifacts. The ability to extract and utilize resources on Moon, Mars, and asteroids is critical to support safe and sustainable space exploration and development. The Artemis Accords reinforce that space resource extraction and utilization can and should be executed in a manner that complies with the Outer Space Treaty and in support of safe and sustainable space activities. The Artemis Accords also provide for operational implementation of important obligations, the Outer Space Treaty, including those related to due regard and harmful interference. The Artemis Accord signatories will provide public information regarding the location and general nature of their operations. In addition, signatories commit to seek to refrain from any intentional actions that may create harmful interference with each other's use of outer space. They'll do so through safety zones in which signatories intend to provide notification of their activities and commit to coordinating to avoid harmful interference. The size, scope, and duration of safety zones will reflect the nature of the operations being conducted based on scientific and engineering principles. Safety zones will be temporary, ending when the relevant operation ceases. The signatories commit to respect the Outer Space Treaty principle of free access in their use of safety zones, as well as the principle of due regard. The Artemis Accord signatories also commit to plan for the mitigation of orbital debris, including the safe, timely, and efficient disposal of spacecraft at the end of their mission.
Space is not just a destination. It is a declaration of curiosity, courage, and collective progress. India's space journey reflects this spirit. From launching a small rocket in 1963 to becoming the first nation to land near the south pole of Moon, our journey has been remarkable. Our rockets carry more than payloads. They carry the dreams of 1.4 billion Indians. India's achievements are significant scientific milestones. Beyond that, they are proof that the human spirit can defy gravity. India made history by reaching Mars on its first attempt in 2014. Chandrayaan-1 helped discover water on the moon. Chandrayaan-2 gave us the highest resolution images of the moon. Chandrayaan-3 increased our understanding of the lunar south pole. We built cryogenic engines in a record time. We launched 100 satellites in a single mission. We have launched over 400 satellites for 34 nations on our launch vehicles. This year, we docked 2 satellites in space, a major step forward. Friends, India's space journey is not about racing others. It is about reaching higher together. Together, we share a common goal to explore space for the good of humanity. We launch a satellite for the South Asian nations. Now, the G20 satellite mission announced during our presidency will be a gift to the global South.
So let's take a look at what are the Artemis Accords. Well, the Artemis Accords are established by the US State Department and NASA with 7 other founding members: Australia, Canada, Italy, Japan, Luxembourg, the United Arab Emirates, and the United Kingdom in 2020 for setting common principles to govern civil exploration and use of outer space, the Moon, Mars, comets, asteroids for peaceful purposes. It builds upon the foundation of the Outer Space Treaty of 1967. The Outer Space Treaty, a multilateral pact under the United Nations, serves as the foundation for international space law. The treaty emphasizes space as a shared resource for humanity, prohibits national appropriation, and encourages the peaceful use of space. Let's take a look at the commitments under the Accord. Peaceful purposes. The signatories will implement Memorandum of Understanding between governments or agencies to conduct space activities for peaceful purposes in accordance with international law. Common infrastructure. Signatories recognize the importance of common exploration infrastructure to enhance scientific discovery and commercial utilization. Registration and data sharing. Relevant space objects are registered and scientific data is openly shared in a timely manner. Private sectors are exempt unless acting on behalf of a signatory. Preservation of heritage. Signatories are expected to preserve historic landing sites, artifacts, and evidence of activity on celestial bodies. Utilization of space resources should support safe and sustainable activities and not interfere with other signatories' activities. Information on location and nature must be shared to prevent interference. Mitigation of debris. Signatories plan for a safe disposal of spacecraft and limit the generation of harmful debris. What are the main missions under the Artemis programs? Well, Artemis 1, unmanned mission to the Moon. The Artemis program began with the launch of the spacecraft named Orion on the Space Launch System from NASA's Kennedy Space Center on November 16, 2022. The SLS, a super heavy lift launch vehicle, carried Orion on a single mission directly to the Moon. The mission will also involve a lunar flyby and return to Earth. Artemis 3, human return to the Moon. Set for 2025, Artemis 3 will mark a significant milestone in human space exploration as astronauts return to the Moon. The mission will go beyond the lunar flyby of Artemis 2, allowing astronauts to land on the lunar surface and study the Moon more extensively. Also, the establishment of a lunar gateway station is planned for 2029. The station will serve as a docking point for astronauts and facilitate scientific research and experiments. What are the benefits and challenges for India related to the Accord? Well, the benefits: India's participation in the Artemis Accords facilitates access to advanced training, technological advancements, and scientific opportunities. India can leverage the Artemis Programme to advance its lunar exploration goals, such as the Chandrayaan-3 mission. Collaborating with NASA would enhance India's capabilities for the Gaganyaan human mission and future ambitious space missions. Also, India's cost-effective missions and innovative approach will benefit the Artemis Programme, promoting mutual advancements in space explorations. Let's look at the challenges. The uncertainty over the legal status and implications of the Artemis Accords, especially regarding the provision that allows for unregulated mining on the Moon and other celestial bodies. The need to balance its commitments under the Artemis Accords with its obligations under other existing or emerging multilateral frameworks or treaties on outer space. Let's take a look at the principles of the Artemis Accords. Peaceful exploration of space. Nations agree that all activities conducted under the Artemis Programme must be carried out for peaceful purposes in accordance with international law. Transparency. Signatory nations should conduct their activities in a transparent way, in the hope this prevents both confusion and conflict. This also extends to signatories sharing scientific information with the public and the international scientific community on a good faith basis. Signatories should apply this even to competing projects and are expected to coordinate the release of research and papers with each other. The Accords state, Artemis Accord signatories commit to public release of scientific information, allowing the whole world to join us on the Artemis journey. Interoperability. The Accords say that nations participating in the Artemis Programme should aim to develop and provide support for systems that can work in conjunction with existing infrastructure, hopefully enhancing both the safety of space operations and the sustainability of these missions. Emergency assistance. Nations signing the Artemis Accords are committed to assisting astronauts and personnel in outer space who are in distress. Registration of space objects. Nations participating in Artemis should determine which of them should register any relevant space object. Preserving heritage. Artemis Accord signatories have committed to preserving humanity's outer space heritage. This includes sites with historic significance such as human or robotic landing sites, artifacts, spacecraft, and other evidence of activity on other celestial bodies. Space resources. The Accord signatories affirm that extracting and utilizing space resources from the celestial bodies listed above is vital to supporting safe and sustainable space exploration. They also commit to informing the UN Secretary General, the public, and the scientific community of space resource extraction activities. Deconfliction of activities. The Artemis Accords nations are committed to preventing harmful interference and exercising the principles of due regard. This also covers the establishment of so-called safety zones, with areas that can be established between countries and which can be ended when the relevant operations cease. Orbital debris. Artemis Accords countries are committed to planning for the safe and efficient disposal of debris as part of mission planning process. They have also agreed that they will limit the generation of new long-lived or harmful debris. This includes safe disposal of space structures in the post-operation phase of the missions. The space industry has a crucial role in implementing innovative solutions in several sectors such as telecommunication, healthcare, agriculture, defense, and others. Satellites and space tech in India also derive and apply space data to medicine, education, and disaster management. India's space sector is at a pivotal juncture. With a rich history of innovation, even at a cost less than Hollywood movies, a booming private sector, and a supportive regulatory environment, the nation is poised for a significant leap forward. By harnessing the collective potential of ISRO, NSIL, and InSpace, and its thriving startup ecosystem, India can not only become a major player in the global space economy, but also unlock transformative applications for its citizens and the world. The final frontier beckons, and India appears well equipped to answer its call.
Well, viewers, that's all we had for you in this edition. Thanks for watching and stay tuned to Sansad TV. Goodbye for now from my side.
To watch more programs of Sansad TV, subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to like and share them.